I'm switching my iPhone 15 Pro Max for the iPhone 5 for 24 hours. So if you are excited, let's get started. Hey, what's up? It's the beginning of the day and I already done some work for the channel, editing a video, but today's video is going to be switching to the iPhone 5 in 2024. Yes, you heard me right, the iPhone 5. This is a 2011 phone if I'm not wrong, or a 2012. So yeah, a 12-year-old iPhone in 2024. This is going to be a funny one. I already switched the SIMs out. It's 1125, I don't know if you can see, and there you go. I already switched the SIMs out. It's 100% battery, or at least 98 now. It's not going to be good. Yes, I use an iPhone 15 Pro Max, switching to the iPhone 5 for 24 hours. So if you are excited, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Let's get the day started. Today's workout is going to be chest and arms, but before we go to the gym, I need to prepare my creatine. I'm going to sip this during my workout. I normally mix creatine with 1.5 liters of water and I drink it during my workout. Is it necessary? No, but I do believe it's a good practice for me because I do not forget my creatine. Yes, I have the tendency, if I do not take the creatine during the workout, to forget about it during the day. Lots of work, lots of things to do, and then I forget that I need to have time to drink this creatine and this water. So I mix it with 1.5 liters, so I make sure I get my intake of water during the day, and it's quite important. So yes, let's go over to the gym and start the workout. Before I do my workout, I was just going to do a bit of cardio to warm up and of course to train my heart, and I decided to put some music with the iPhone 5. Funny enough, this iPhone needs to connect to the AirPods in a different way, but it does connect as you can see. So you simply go into the old music app, yes, it's still the old music app on iOS 10, you open up the music app and you choose the song that you want. This phone was having trouble connecting to my Apple Music, so after a bit of trying, I actually managed to play some music. But then, after 15 minutes of cardio, the phone lost about 17%. So, it's not a good start for the battery. As for the first exercise of the day, it's going to be incline double press, with 34 kilos on each side. This is my favorite chest exercise for now. I love it, it targets my upper chest, and I do believe I'm pretty strong at it. So, yes, I do 3 sets. The first set after warming up is the top set, and then the second set is a working set. It's a little bit lighter in terms of weight when compared to the first set, and then the last set is a back off set, so even less weight but more controlled form and less jerking around. But after the 3 sets, we can now move on to the second exercise. As for the second exercise, you probably don't understand what I'm doing here, but it's actually quite simple. This is another dumbbell press, this time a flat dumbbell press, but with a neutral grip. And you are probably thinking, why am I doing this grip or this variation of a dumbbell press when I can just do the normal exercise? Well, simple, because here you can get a little bit more stretch on your pecs, a bit more eccentric movement, and you feel it a little bit better on the shoulder area, because it's a neutral grip, it doesn't focus as much on your shoulder, and it puts the load a little bit more focused on the triceps. My triceps are okay, my elbows are okay, the only thing that I need to protect on the second press of the day is my shoulders now. So I don't want to focus too much on my shoulders, so I decide to do a neutral bench press on the flat bench. I love this exercise, I feel my pecs stretching on the bottom part of the movement, and this is really important to grow your muscles. So yes, do not forget to actually do a proper eccentric movement. But then of course I moved on to the next and one of the last chest exercises of the day. For the third chest exercise of today, I decided to do an inclined bench press, but on the Smith machine. So the load is a little bit more controlled, a little bit more stable, and you just need to push. This Smith machine has a problem on the handles. They are made of foam, and so they give a bit when you are pushing it, when you are pressing the weight. But on the other hand, this machine is also inclined, so not just the bench that is inclined, but the Smith machine itself is inclined. So as you can see, the bar does not move up and down, it moves on a diagonal axis. So it's different. If you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I don't mind it. I would prefer a normal Smith machine, but it's also comfortable doing this way. I think it's better for squats than it is for bench pressing, but you also feel it on your chest, and that's what matters. I go to failure on this top set, and then I had the second set, which was a back off set. So I do 3 sets here, the first top set, then the second working set. This was my complete first set, so it was a top set until failure. I needed a spotter to help me out. Here, the problem is that you won't be stuck, you don't, but to go to complete failure, a spotter might be alright on your chest day. So having a spotter with a keen eye is always important, never forget that. For the fourth and last exercise for the chest, I did some pec deck. Yes, this is a cool exercise because it's almost like doing flies on the bench with the free weights, but it's more controlled, the movement is the same. The most important part of this movement is the final stretch on the back. This bottom part of the movement is so important, the eccentric is so important, and lots of people miss it. Go into your failure, do not be afraid of it, and your pecs will grow. After that, I did some arms, starting off with triceps. As you can see, triceps push down with the bar. Always prioritize your eccentric movement, just like I keep repeating myself. But here, as you can see, going to the top, stretch your tricep as much as possible, come down, hold it 1 second on the bottom, feel the burn, and repeat. Rinse and repeat until you can fail. So, yes, tricep workout is simple, just like every other workout. Just go to failure, you will be alright. Then, of course, I did not film my second tricep exercise. I did 2 tricep exercises, and then I moved on for biceps. Nice workout, is a bit long, but I love it. And then, of course, for biceps, the simple. Again, bicep curl, go into the top, hold it, feel the burn, and then stretch it to the bottom. Here, I was using very heavy weights, it was my top set, and I was having a bit of difficulty trying to move on this weight. Because of that, I decided to do another set, so a drop set, to improve the form and go into complete failure. So, as you can see, this workout was a bit long, 2 hours of working out, but this week I don't have anything, I'm on vacation, so that's okay. I want to take a short break of today to talk about the iPhone 5. Yes, this iPhone. As you can see, the screen has a bit of a damage to it. I don't know why, I think the glue started coming off. But you can see the size of this phone, the impact that it has. It's beautiful. This is the first time that Apple did this very space gray color that they like to do. But as you can see, it had some issues with the paint because there's a lot of damage to it. And lots of iPhone 5s got this. So it happened on the iPhone 5, on the iPad mini, the first generation. It was an issue. Other than that, this was the first time that Apple introduced this iPhone 5 design that also went over for the iPhone 5S and the iPhone SE, first generation. Again, this iPhone 5 had big issues trying to support apps. Because I'm running iOS 10, YouTube app does not work. The Twitter app does not work, neither the Instagram work. So yes, no social media for the native apps for me. I'm laughing, but it's not that fun. It was a quite difficult day to actually support and use these apps. They were very difficult to use. I needed to use Safari. So yes, the iPhone 5 in 2024 is not the best supported iPhone out there. So yes, I finished my workout and I had my lunch. And of course, now 11 minutes past 4, yeah, this iPhone is still at 59%. Since about lunchtime, I have been editing a video for coming out today. It's about the iPhone 16 and it needs to come out today, so I will go back to editing. But I want to give you this quick update on the iPhone 5 at 4 p.m. It's still at 59%. I've not been able to use it that much because Instagram app does not work, the Twitter app does not work, YouTube app does not work, and I only use my iPhone for those things, like for social media, for especially keeping up with the news and my YouTube channel. Most of the apps don't work here. This is on iOS 8 if I'm not wrong. Let me just check information. Yeah, it takes a while. Version, oh sorry, it's iOS 10.3, but still it does not have quick password filling, so it does not quick fill your passwords or your emails. Does not have your mobile data right here, you cannot turn them off. It's not on the control center. The control center is still very different. Yeah, you have the music if you turn to the left, but still, it's very different from iOS 11, which was also a big upgrade. So yes, the iPhone 5 is not that bad of a phone. The battery health here could be quite great. I'm not sure what it is because I cannot see it here. It is not available. And yeah, the screen has some issues. The overall phone has some damage, but I think the battery life is quite good. 59% at 30 minutes past 4. Not bad. But again, I've only been using this phone for calls, iMessage, and sometimes I go to YouTube on Safari. If you go to Safari, you can use YouTube just fine. You have all of your videos. They work really well. But if you want to use the Instagram app, the YouTube app, the Twitter app, they don't work. You need to go through Safari. But I guess it will be my test today, remove and reduce the amount of videos and social media that I go through. So I guess it's a good smartphone addiction counter device. Other than that, the iPhone 5, 12 years later, is still only done. So, it's now 6 o'clock and I've finished editing my video. It needs to come out right now. So, it's now 6 o'clock and I've finished editing my video. This video needs to come out now. It's urgent. So, yes, it's exporting now on Final Cut Pro and I'll talk to you when it's ready. But before we do that, I need to get some food in me and I took this time to watch some YouTube and test out the iPhone 5 speakers and display. Again, it's a small display, but it works really well actually on Safari. So I managed to watch some YouTube, thank God, and I ate this incredible food. Before you ask what I'm eating, well, this is an egg sandwich with at least 0 sugar jelly, so it's 10 calories per pack, and a high protein yogurt. So total in this meal is about 40 grams of protein, and yeah, the rest just carbs, almost no fat. an ideal, I would say, snack. For me, it's about 400 calories, 450 calories. My daily intake is about 3000. But as you can see, I was taking this time to test out the iPhone 5's camera. Let me know in the comments below if this food looks yummy or not. It's now almost 8 o'clock and the video is out. And thank you guys for all of your support. It's 1 out of 10. This is always great when it happens. 150 views in like half an hour. So, if you want a direct comparison between the iPhone 5s and the iPhone 5 in 2024, this is the 5s, this is the iPhone 5, Touch ID, no Touch ID, iOS 12, iOS 10, and as you can see the display is a tiny bit brighter. I guess the flashes on the back are also different. This has the dual flash, this has the single flash, and this is the newest iPhone 5s color, so the gold, the firstly introduced gold on the iPhone, the first time, and the first time we got space gray on the iPhone 5 and the iPhone lineup. So yes, let me know which generation of iPhone did you prefer, the new design iPhone 5 or the new introduced Touch ID on the iPhone 5s. Let me know in the comments down below. I also have a video switching to the iPhone 5s for 24 hours, so if you like that and if you like to watch that, go check it out, it is on my channel. Other than that, let's pick the iPhone 5 and go for a walk. I think I'm getting used to using the iPhone 5 right now. It's not that bad of an experience. Right now, it's fast and actually super responsive. I can actually understand now the OS, can do things pretty fast, can open up the Photos app, I took some photos now, and everything is okay, everything runs okay. It's a bit slow while opening apps, but once you are inside, they work well, and I think this iPhone is getting usable in 2024. And the battery life is actually very surprising. I'm still at 40% of battery, which is quite insane for an iPhone that has a very small battery that is 12 years old. So, I'm currently listening to music on the iPhone 5 and I'm taking a walk testing out the cameras to show you guys in the video. But one thing that I've noticed about the iPhone 5 cameras is they are not bad, but they need some help. So you need to actually click the screen wherever you want to focus and to the exposure to adjust, because the dynamic range is really trash. So you have the option to turn on dynamic range on the iPhone, but it's terrible, man, it's terrible. Do not use it. I mean, yeah, you just need to adjust whenever you want to take the photo, and if you do that, if you touch the screen whenever you want to make it brighter, it will do that perfectly. If not, it will be quite dark, because the iPhone will adjust to the brightest part of the image. It has no capabilities of taking several images and creating an HDR. It does not. I mean, it says it does, but it's terrible. So, trust me, just touch that screen. One thing that is still really good on the iPhone 5 is the video. Yes, after testing out the video right now on that really beautiful church, I found that the iPhone 5 still has, man, usable video. I wouldn't say it's
the best video, I wouldn't say it's good video, but I would say it's usable video, which for a 12-year-old iPhone, that's an achievement. So yeah, the video isn't that bad. I guess now it's a good time to show you the video on the iPhone 5s. This is the back camera, so the best camera. I think it's an 8 megapixel camera, and I think this is good lighting, at least the best I can get right now. It's about a golden hour now, so I think it's pretty good. So let me know what you think about the back camera of the iPhone 5. So, we just got to one of my favorite places in the city, and yeah, the area is closed. But what I can show you is this. This is the most beautiful part of my city, and it's my favorite because it's situated in the old part of the city. This is an old church. This is from like the 12th century, really old. This is an old castle from like the 13th century, so also really old. And look at this view. What do you want more? The river, the old town, everything in the same place where you can see the sun going down. It's beautiful. And yeah, not just the sunset, not just the golden hour, not just the old place that gives it a European vibe. No, but the fact that I'm using the iPhone 5, an Asian phone, just gives me nostalgia. So yes, I've taken some photos here of the place and some video, and I love it. Each time I have a phone, I like to come here and try it out. I think it's beautiful. And yeah, I like to see it how it actually performs against the water, against the sunshine, and against the sunset, and of course against these rock buildings and against these old parts of the city. I think they look beautiful under old phones, new phones. And the iPhone 5 is actually very surprising because, let's be honest, this phone is 12 years old, and the camera is 8 megapixels. But the video we can take is more surprising than actually the photos. The photos are okay for a 12-year-old iPhone. They are not Instagram even worthy right now. I think they are too old. And again, this is a very, very old iPhone. It's supported until iOS 10, so it's not worth using. But this experiment is for me to actually try out a different phone to give more value to newer iPhones and to newer phones in general. So going back, these old iPhones are more than a challenge for myself, but also to remind us where we came from, because lots of improvements in just 12 years. Again, the iPhone 5 was the first time that Apple designed an iPhone without Steve Jobs. And that's sad, because the visionary for Apple, the visionary for the company left. And now the iPhone 5 is all we got from the first iPhone touched by Tim Cook. Again, this phone, 12 years later, the battery is actually surprising me. Right now, I've not charged it once today, and it's 29%. Listening to music, taking photos and videos in this trip. So, yeah, taking this walk surprised me a lot. So, what do I want to say more about this iPhone 5? Well, I guess the design is a classic. I guess the color is a classic. But another thing that I think it's different on the iPhone 5 and the iPhone 5s either is not having any type of fingerprint reader, any type of authentication method other than the passcode. It gets annoying because you have to put your passcode every single time you want to unlock your iPhone, which is very often actually. So, yes, quite an evolution that we got Touch ID on the iPhone 5s that right now we probably don't either consider or we care. So yes, great evolution. Another thing that I noticed was on the camera side and how lack of the features, that how simple the camera was. Yes, this camera is really, really simple. It just takes video, just takes photos, and you can do a time lapse. That's it. No cinematic mode, no ProRes, no 4K, no 1080p 60 frames per second. No, just a simple point and shoot, tap, shoot, record, that's it. And this takes us back to more simpler times where our smartphone was not an addiction. And going back to an iPhone 5, really made me consider how addicted we are to our smartphones. Because we do everything here: social media, work, even our free time we spend on our smartphone. So we are glued to these devices 10 hours per day. While this small iPhone 5, not that much power. It has, I think, the A8, the A9, I'm not sure. It's a really slow chip. It's really slow using iOS. It's still iOS 10, by the way. It makes you consider, do we need our iPhones that much? And today was an experiment that I actually love to do. You are more aware around you. You are aware of the world that actually goes around you, because you're not glued to this screen that is your phone. So these are very powerful tools, but use it with moderation. As for the iPhone 5, the day is almost over. It's almost nighttime. I still have to do my nighttime camera test, and I will do it. But I think it, in consideration, not dead yet. The battery is actually still good. So I think it will die by midnight. I will still have to charge it up before I do my nighttime test, because it's 28%. It has dropped about 20% since I started taking photos and listening to music. So I think it will die once I go home. But it has not actually made me wrong, because it has lasted me the whole day. Only made calls, messages, the basic smartphone stuff. And that's okay, because you don't need to do more. You don't need to go on social media. You don't need to go into Instagram. You don't need to waste your time on YouTube. No, watch this video, nothing more. Then leave, go talk to your parents, go touch some grass. I think you will thank me later. Of course, as for the iPhone 5, it's still a warrior in today's day. Oh, and one thing that is actually smartphone made me do is consider buying an iPhone mini. The 12 mini, the 13 mini, does not matter. Because this small form factor, even smaller than 15 Pro or 16 Pro that is coming out, which will be bigger, a 6.3-inch display. I have a video on that, go check it out. It made me consider buying a smaller iPhone, because there's something so different, so freeing of having an experience of having a small phone that can fit in palm of your hand and can fit in your pocket, weighs nothing. You don't actually feel it's there, so you don't have the need to use it. Yes, the display is smaller. You only use the things that you actually need. You are not glued to your screen saying, oh my god, this is so beautiful, just like you are glued to a TV and smartphones nowadays. So the screen is good enough for most things, for most important things, like watching a crucial video on YouTube. It's good for that. You can make calls, messages, and I just saw a cat with a bird in his mouth. Just wait a second. Look at this. Look. What are the odds? I would be filming a video and a cat is eating a bird. Nice job, man. Nice catch. So, like I was saying, using an iPhone 5 in 2024 is a different experience. And this is a small of a phone is actually something you need to try out. Buy an iPhone 13 mini, 12 mini, and tell me in the comments below what you think. I will do that. I think I will get an iPhone 13 mini to review in 2024, and I will let you know what I think. And of course, let me know in the comments below if that's something you would like to see. Of course, an iPhone 13 mini is a really recent phone, and an iPhone 5 it's like 12 years old. But I think it's a good of a challenge to try it out. Switch to something smaller, to see if I can downsize, to see if I can get it less addicted to my smartphone, and of course, keep the Pro Max phone for you too. Let me know in the comments down below if that's something you would like to see. Let's now finish this walk. Yes, of course, go home and put some more music. Let's go. Oh, and by the way, this little guy is still eating his food. Nice job, man. Nice catch. Enjoy, man. Remember that I was saying that I was not going to listen to music? Well, I won't. As you can see, no connection to the servers of Apple Music. Phone just disconnected. No account. Nothing. I'm now testing out the iPhone 5's camera at night, so enjoy these pictures and videos and let me know in the comments below what you think. But I do believe this is the weakest point of the iPhone 5's camera. Of course, low light video and photography.
I guess this is also part of using the iPhone 5 in 2024. I lost all of the camera samples that I have for the nighttime video and photos. So, yeah, I guess I'm sorry, but that's life with the iPhone 5 in 2024. I finished the nighttime walk with about 8% of battery and it was pretty late, so this iPhone actually behaved really well. If you wanna know when this iPhone died, it was almost 1 PM and at that time it had 3% and it turned off. So, quite good. Well, the day is over. And this was a fun one. Because the iPhone 5, believe it or not, came out in 2012, if I'm not wrong. So, yes, it's almost like 12 years since the iPhone 5 came out. So, this is the oldest iPhone that I've ever tried to do a challenge, a day in the life with. And quite funny enough, it was the worst because, oh my god, it was even worse than the iPhone 5s. The battery lasted longer, but the support for the apps, terrible. This only runs iOS 10 or iOS 11. I'm still not sure. And iOS 10, it's super unstable, super unstable, has lots of bugs, and especially it does not have any support for older apps. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, none of those apps work. You will need to use Safari to run social media and to run anything. So, unless you are using basic Apple stuff, there's no way you can use the iPhone 5 in 2024. The only thing it can actually do well enough is calls and messages. You have access to iMessage, you have access to FaceTime audio calls, FaceTime video calls, and of course, cellular data. This has 4G, so you can connect internet everywhere, but it's painfully slow and especially drains your battery very fast. So only turn on the cellular data when you actually need to use the internet, because when you are out of your phone, turn it off quickly or it will die in a heartbeat. So yes, the iPhone 5's experience in terms of an overall phone experience is completely obsolete right now. The funniest part of this was the camera, because I was shocked to find out that the photos, they're not that great, but the video still, with good lighting conditions, it's still great. iPhones always had great video, but especially now with the iPhone 15 Pro Max, they have the best video on the planet. All of these vlogs are shot with the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and I don't need anything else. But the iPhone 5, 12 years earlier, still had great video. As you saw during my vlog, some footage was shot with the iPhone 5, and I indicated on the screen which was. And as you saw, in good lighting conditions, it was acceptable. So I think, yeah, this camera was not that bad, I guess. Could I survive with it? I don't think so. I don't think this is good enough really for social media already. Even if Instagram shoots down your video, compress it, and even if Instagram destroys your photos, I don't think it's worth it even to use the iPhone 5. Upgrade for something newer, the iPhone SE, the iPhone 13, the iPhone 12, you can find those for really cheap. You don't need to spend like 30 bucks on an iPhone 5. One thing you can use this iPhone for, and one thing that lots of people commented in my iPhone 5s video saying, was you can use this iPhone as an iPod for your car. If you don't have a recent car and you want to have some music stored there, you can buy an iPhone 5, put some music here. I think this is a 64 gigabyte model. You can put tons of music here and then connect it to your car via the headphone jack. This phone have, yes, this phone has the headphone jack, as you can see. Pretty great. You can connect it to your car and use it as an iPod. So, yes, just a music player for your car. Oh, this was the first time that Apple added the Lightning port. This was the first iPhone with a Lightning port. Now the iPhone 15 Pro Max is the first iPhone with USB-C. Quite funny, now that these phones were the first to introduce new standards for the iPhone, Lightning, USB-C. So yes, I switched from my iPhone 15 Pro Max to my iPhone 5 in 2024 for 24 hours. And it was quite a fun day. But now it needs to end. I will switch the same from the iPhone 5 to the iPhone 15 Pro Max already. I cannot wait to use this phone tomorrow. This made me appreciate my iPhone 15 Pro Max even more. Just look at the difference in size of these two phones. Insane. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a like down below. Subscribe to the channel. This was my iPhone 5 day in the life in 2024. Bye bye.